Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for New York's very own.
Radical Latino is taking you to another level.
What up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Radical Latino Show. It's your host, the Radical Latino. What is poppin', my people? Welcome back to another episode 42, the Times Square episode. For all those who live in New York, y'all know what I'm talking about. Episode 42. Jeez, I did not think I was gonna make it this far, but hey, fuck it, we're here. I want to just ask you guys, how was y'all week? My week has been crazy. The podcast is coming out just a tad bit late, still on time, but a tad bit late. You know, just doing some last minute, research or whatever the case is. Today I'm recording on the Puerto Rican Day Parade. So I'm not in the parade. I'm just saying I'm recording the day of. So shout out to all my Boricuas and all that. Shout out to all the Puerto Rican titis with big ass Puerto Rican flag tattoos on their arm with a Yankee symbol. That's like the New York Puerto Rican, combo and shit. You know what I'm saying? You mad Puerto Rican if you got that. And the coqui, it's over, son. You mad Puerto Rican. You already know. You know what I'm saying? You drinking the coquito and all that. It's over, yo. So shout out to all my Boricuas, all my Puerto Rican people. Salute. You know what I'm saying? It's big salute to y'all, today's y'all day and all that. I'm actually gonna head to a little, not party, but it's a little get together with my Puerto Rican people and all that. So I'm recording this before that. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's going crazy. Shout out to you guys. Quick things before I go into the rundown of the show. I'm planning a lot of things, guys. A lot of interviews. I'm planning other things behind the scenes. Again, I am also planning a fan interaction episode. So I'm getting those type of things together. I'm still trying to structure it. So if you are a fan of the show and you want to contribute or talk to me or whatever the case is, and you want to put your two cents in, and you want to actually contribute to the show, whatever the case is, and you want to be part of that fan segment, because I'm gonna dedicate a whole episode to you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's been a year, and I got some fans that interact with me on a daily. You know what I'm saying? But just hit me up on my Instagram and Twitter at the same name, radical_Latino_. You know what I'm saying? Just DM me. I always write back. You know what I'm saying? If I don't write back immediately, eventually I'm gonna write back. And I interact with people every day. You feel what I'm saying? So the first thing I want to talk about is the YouTube ban. Jesus Christ, the YouTube ban. For those who don't know, the YouTube ban is basically YouTube got into this whole big thing. Two YouTubers were fighting. One person was calling someone gay and all. It's some crazy shit. Anyway, they were fighting or whatever the case is, and two people got into it, and YouTube ended up basically revisiting their whole statement on what they consider hate speech or whatever the case is. And they already did this, mind you, with Farrakhan, InfoWars, Milo, and all that. And in the beginning I said, listen, it's a good thing that they're silencing white supremacists, but remember, it's a double-edged sword, because this is a way for them not to be considered racist when they're gonna start doing it to black people, to Latin people who talk about systematic white supremacy. Mind you, those white supremacists who was on YouTube, they're talking about killing people. We gotta rise up for the white race and all that other stuff. We're superior and all this other bullshit. What Latin and black people talk about is just ways to survive that. You know what I'm saying? How to call out white supremacy and talk about the different codes that they do and all that. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube is considering that shit as, nah, That's all in the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a good thing. So they revisited. And finally, they told us what hate speech is considered. They finally told us what they think hate speech is. Feel what I'm saying? So now, a couple of my content, good thing, before I even, go into this, good thing some of my content isn't exclusively on YouTube. A lot of my content is on basically my hosting site, which is, Podbean. You know what I'm saying? And that website just hosts it and distributes it all over the place. I'm actually working on doing it through Spotify also, but I'll let you guys know about that later. But this is what they considered hate speech. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get into it, but the thing is that I don't have this exclusively on YouTube. YouTube is extremely crazy convenient. Everybody has YouTube. You know what I'm saying? There's literally nobody you can't find without having YouTube on. You know what I mean? So everybody has YouTube. So it's extremely convenient. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't really have Spotify like that. Or they don't have a podcast app, if you're on Android. Or you don't have the podcast native app if you're on Apple, or you don't even use it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but everybody uses YouTube just to either search out stupid little shit or whatever the case is. Everybody has YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy convenient. Now, some of my content has been either banned or just straight up deleted from YouTube. And it was always under the guise of community guidelines. Always. So I always would dispute that. What are you talking about, community guidelines? One of the things that they banned me on from community guidelines was an episode I did talking about the myth of black and black crime. You know what I'm saying? The myth of black and black crime. Basically, that video got flagged, right? I disputed it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not talking about no hate speech, or what community guidelines are you talking about that I'm going against? I'm basically calling out how black and black crime is a myth. You know what I'm saying? How is that against the guidelines? So I disputed it and they put it back up. They say sorry, our algorithms thought they saw something, forget it, blah blah blah, right? So I'm like, all right, I think this is bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? And they did it again. When actually I put out the episode with I did the debate with Didi. They did that again. And my shit was, again, community guidelines. I'm like, all right. I disputed it. Came back up. I'm like, all right, it is what it is. And then they did it a third and final time. They didn't strike me. They just put the whole goddamn thing down. When I uploaded, that shit just went down. And I had to literally uploaded it with a couple of things cut off of it. But the whole unedited version, is on the podcast, Podbean. They didn't take nothing down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I have to really tread lightly when it comes to, YouTube, because I didn't know what the community guidelines really were when they even talked about it. I'm like, I'm not violating nothing. Now they talk about, this is what hate speech is. So basically they put down what YouTube will remove content if it's, this is what they say, they're removing supremacist content. That supremacist content is extremely vague and extremely broad. They could literally talk about supremacist content, meaning if you are a super feminist and we don't like what you say, that's supremacist content. We're taking that out. You feel what I'm saying? And also they could say, I'm a Latin supremacist, whatever that is. We don't like you talking about or talking against white supremacy and empowering your people. We're taking your shit out. You feel what I'm saying? So now that's what they're doing, right? And they took even more people's shit out. some actually a black YouTuber that I used to follow. His shit got taken down, and he was teaching people about economics. They talked about his shit with supremacist content. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And mind you, this YouTuber, he had like at least 10K, subscribers. I don't got shit. On my YouTube, I'm itching my way to 500. I'm just itching there. As I'm recording, I'm at 490 right now. If y'all can help me out, subscribe to my YouTube, the same name, The Radical Latino. Anyway, all right, that's a plug, my fault. But yeah, I'm at 490, itching my way to 500. I literally need 10 more to get 500. That's a half a thousand. 500, I'm half a thousand. I'm a half of 1K. I'm literally a speck. I'm not even a speck. I'm literally ignored. But yet, they see that people are listening to me. They see that this small channel, this small person, this small voice is actually having an impact because people are listening to his bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. It doesn't matter how small of a platform you got. With social media, you're having a megaphone and you're having your message, talked about and spread through the world. You feel what I'm saying? And if you could reach somebody, then shout out to y'all. You could reach somebody, but they seen that my content is reaching out, and they also seeing that there's an awakening happening. So they can't really control that, and they're like, wait a minute, something's going on. So they put out what for the first time ever, what is considered hate speech. So I'm gonna go down by bullet point. What is considered hate speech? If you talk about somebody's age, that's hate speech. Age? What? I've never seen a hate crime ever committed because of age. Ever. But this is what they're saying. This is what I'm actually, as you guys are hearing this, I'm actually going to, let me see if you guys could hear this. I don't know if you guys heard that. Hold up. Let me do that one more time. I actually took a screenshot of this bullshit. Yeah, I'm going to put it on my Twitter and Instagram. All right. I'm gonna do it when I put this episode out. So age is something that they're considering. They're seeing that's hate speech. What else is hate speech, man? What else? Caste. So a caste system, of intelligence, economics. That's a caste system. The only place that actually affects is in India for the last time I checked. I think they're still going through it. Not too sure, but I never seen somebody get their justice violated and shot because of a caste system. I haven't seen that. I have not seen that. You feel what I'm saying? I've seen some rich people get their rights violated who are non-white. I've seen some poor people get their rights violated who are non-white. So I don't see no caste system here. I haven't seen it, but okay. Next one is disability. All right, you talk about somebody's disability, you know what I'm saying, in a wheelchair, they might be mentally not there. All right, I get it. Moving on. This is where the confusion starts. Ethnicity. What? Ethnicity? Okay. You could be a white person, but, your ethnicity is, Latin because you were born in Latin America or something like that. Okay. Ethnicity, all right, I'll give you that. If you're talking about someone's ethnicity, okay, I'll give you that one. Here's another one. Gender identity. What? Gender identity. Identifying as another gender, okay. So, saying hateful things about that, not disagreeing. All right, I see your point. So far, the only thing I actually agree with is the disability, ethnicity, and and gender identity. All right, cool. Now this is where ethnicity and nationality. The next one is nationality. This is where it kind of coincides. Isn't ethnicity, nationality the same thing? You feel what I'm saying? This is where the confusion starts. This is where the confusion starts. You guys got to remember, white supremacists love to play with words. They say one thing but mean something else. You feel what I'm saying? They say one thing but mean something else. They love to play with words. They love to play with words. Do not get that confused. Ethnicity and nationality is damn near the goddamn same thing. But alright. Then finally, god damn it, finally, we go down to race. Shit. Either this shit was in alphabetical order, or damn near race should have been on goddamn top. Because everything else, I've never seen nobody get discriminated against because of their age, their caste. I've never seen a fucking cop pull someone over because they're disabled. Ethnicity, okay, but their gender identity, never. Nationality, you don't really know what person is actually repping whatever nationality there is until you tell them. And race, that's the only, ethnicity and race, those are the only two things that I see somebody getting discriminated. Actually, the next one, my fault, the next one, immigration status. That might be the next one, because we did see that happen. So those are the three things. Well, immigration nonetheless, but still, all right, immigration status, all right. So far, I only seen those three things. And ethnicity and race are damn near the same shit anyway. Okay. The next one goes religion, that makes no sense. Sex and gender, again, which makes no sense. Sexual orientation, isn't that gender identity? Again, see the confusion? And then it just go veteran status. Okay, I'm done. They finally told us what they consider hate speech, and the whole thing does not make a goddamn, that doesn't make sense whatsoever. That whole shit does not make sense whatsoever. I'm sorry, but I got questions. You know what I'm saying? And this is exactly what we gotta do. We gotta start questioning folks. We gotta start questioning people. We gotta start questioning what they tell us. Because if we don't, we're just gonna damn near go in blind into the, concentration camp. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start questioning, what does that even mean? You feel me? Just by me even talking about this shit, I might get banned. Who knows? But anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is that Mexican boxer. What's his name? I think his name is Aldi Ruiz. Yo, shout out to you, Aldi Ruiz. Yo, listen, you are shaped like Donald Trump, who's trying to exercise by walking his dogs every day 2 miles. You know what I'm saying? This dude is shaped like 37, like fucking 37 tires, b. Like mad tires. Like this motherfucker look like he is shaped all. He's shaped all wide. He's shaped like a fucking titi. Like that ass. He's that ass shaped like a titi, my nigga. Like, alright, but whatever. You know what? Aldi Ruiz, yo, shout out to you, b. Because he actually became the first Mexican heavyweight champion. If you see him, you see that he's a heavyweight, and you wouldn't probably understand why in the fuck he became this is what I'm not getting. First of all, there's no hate, all right? There's no hate. He defeated Anthony Joshua, you know what I'm saying? Some black dude or whatever. All right, cool. There's no hate. Shout out to him. You became the first. Shout out to you. You deserve everything you get, and you deserve all the shine you're getting. Shout out to you, my big dude. Shout out to you, big homie. You know what I'm saying? But if you see the fucking replay, the shit makes no fucking sense. The goddamn shit makes no goddamn sense. My man is punching Audi, right? Audi is punching Anthony out left and right. He drops Anthony a couple of times, the black dude, right? He drops him 2 times, right? The ref is counting 10, 5, 6, you know, and he's already up. The ref is still counting 7. Are you all right? And he's saying, yeah, 8. You know what I'm saying? And he's up. And he's like, yo, what are you counting for? I'm up. You know what I'm saying? And he's boxing again, drops him one more time. The ref still counting 4, 5. You know what I mean? And my man's already up. He's up. He's just like, all right, I got dropped again. Shit. All right, let's go. 8, 9. He's like, yo, why are you still counting? I'm up. 9.5. Yo, I'm up, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm up. And he's like, all right, box. You know what I'm saying? So they're boxing and shit. They're doing that thing. Mind you, this is in the 7th round. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised this explote mierda is actually lasting 7. Yo, no hate. Audi, mira, no hate. I want no smoke. Shout out to you, my dude. But Jesus, you lasted 7 rounds. Holy shit. I bet you everything he lost in that ring, he ate that shit right back. All right, anyway, I'm done. So, so in that round, Audi, yo, hits him. This was a clean hit too. Hit him right in the jaw. Bow. He drops. Anthony drops, but he drops to his hands. He doesn't drop fully. He drops to his hands. Ref, forget. 5. And I'm like, yo, what is up with my dude? He's not fully down. All right, cool. 6. He gets up. Anthony gets up and all that. 7. And I'm like, all right, he's up, bro. This dude is dancing at this point. My man is dancing in the ring at this point, saying, yo, I'm good. 8. God damn it, 8. And then he's doing his thing. He's like, yo, I'm good. Nah, are you good? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm good. I can fight. Okay. Disqualified. I'm like, what the fuck? The guy Anthony goes even goes, what? What are you talking? What? And I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck? And then, yo, Audi starts jumping, son. I say, yo, be careful, B. Be careful. Be careful in that bitch, because you might break something. Just chill out, bro. You might catch a heart attack. You did too much cardio. Your face is red. You can barely talk right. Just relax, bro. Relax. And, you know, he's jumping and shit. Everybody coming in. I'm like, wait a minute. And they gave him the KO. They gave him the knockout. And I said, wait a minute. Wait. How did he win with a knockout if my man didn't get knocked out? He stood up. He was up the whole time. It was by decision. The ref said, no, you're done. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that. But some people explained it to me. I still kind of don't get it, but I'm going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. All right, whatever. You know, Audi looked like 72 peeled potatoes in a pillow sack. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't know, man. He looked like he looked like an airbed, you know, a mini airbed. If you just put it between, you know, your midsection, you put a shirt over it. That's what this motherfucker looked like. All right, well, it is what it is. Listen, the whole point is, shout out to Audi. You became the first Mexican heavyweight boxer. You know what I'm saying? If you please just take care of yourself, and by your rematch, you don't get, you know, heart disease or whatever the case is, and you actually go all 12 rounds. You know what I'm saying? If you actually go all 12 rounds and you look better than you did, and you actually have some muscle mass, you lost some weight, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, your joints and your joints and your heart is gonna thank you because your heart was like, yo, son, it's the 7th round. I don't think we're gonna make it to the 8th, yo. I'm about to give up, son. I think that's probably they trying to look out for him. But anyway, listen. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Audi. De lo mío. You already know. But my man, please get yourself checked out, son. That shit ain't looking good. But anyway, moving on to the next topic. The Central Park 5. If y'all did not see the 4-part miniseries on Netflix, either go use your ex's account, get back with her, get back with him, say you sorry, you bugged out, see the shit and then break up with them again or something. You know what I'm saying? Steal it, go to the dark web, steal the shit. I don't care how you do it. Point is, do the shit. Because this Central Park 5 4-part miniseries is tough. We all know the case. We all seen documentaries done in the case. I've seen like goddamn near 3 or 4 documentaries done about the case. I knew almost everything into that case. And guess what? Just the case alone. I did not know nothing that happened after the case. I didn't know nothing personal that was happening during the case. I didn't even know how it affected the people around them, to be completely honest. Some of the things other documentaries didn't even touch up on. And this documentary, or this miniseries, did. The person who did the documentary, her name is Ava DuVernay. She did 13 and I think something else. But I known her for the documentary 13 on Netflix. I believe she started off with that, and that's how she launched her career. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved what she did and all that, right? Now, when she did this, I was like, yo, I really want to see it. The miniseries is called When You See Us, right? And after this happened, boy, did people get pissed. My God, people got pissed. The main prosecutor who was going in on these innocent boys, let me tell you again, on these innocent boys, there were kids, 14 to 16. None of them knew each other, but only like 2 of them like knew each other, like for real. You know, everybody was not even knowing, you know what I'm saying? But in the system of white supremacy, y'all all into this, in this shit. You know what I'm saying? In the system of white supremacy, y'all all criminals. Because I say you guys are criminals. You know what I'm saying? In the system of white supremacy, we gotta be really astute of what we talk about and how we talk about it and how we move. We have to be really astute on that. You feel what I'm saying? So it opens up on how they got into where, how they got to and all that, right? Moves on, and then, you know, the shit happens, and it shows you how it got coerced. Anybody that is questioning if it got coerced or anything, there are multiple accounts, there's documentation, people even talking about it, people who even are part of it admitting that they did. When they reopened the case because somebody who really did it confessed, all of this shit came out in the open. All of this shit came out in the open. It was basically a slap on the face of white supremacy because they had to pay out. You know what I'm saying? But listen, in the end of the day, paying out 5 people who weren't a part of it, that don't mean nothing. That's just, hey, 5 people just got away from it. We got damn near a dozen of the same people who are not gonna get the same chances those 5 got. So either way, the house is winning. You know what I'm saying? Either way, the house is winning. Think of it like a casino. White supremacy is a casino, right? The house always wins, right? You got workers in the casino. You even got white people playing in that casino, and some people win and some people are always losing. And guess what? Those 5 were in the worst part of the casino. The worst part of the casino. To the point where, I'm just using an analogy, right? To the point where it was when they're about to get out of that bad part of the casino, you know what I'm saying? They had to work for it. They got out of that bad part of the casino. They're still in the casino. The casino paid them out. But guess what? All those other people, dozens and dozens who are still in the bad part of the casino, hey, the house is still winning. They're like, all right, we could sacrifice 5 leaving. We can expunge their records. All right, cool. We still got so-and-so. We still got so-and-so. We still got so-and-so. You feel what I'm saying? White supremacy doesn't lose. So I saw this whole thing. I said, God damn, this shit is deep. God damn, this shit is crazy. I did not know all of this shit was happening. You know what I'm saying? I did not know all this shit was happening. And truth be told, I'm not surprised. This is what white supremacy does. You know what I'm saying? They had all the evidence that was saying that it was not them. They were coerced and told to lie, saying that they did it to go home, damn near knowing that they wasn't gonna go home, saying that they did it somewhere else. Oh yeah, this person, raped this other person here, nowhere near where the body was found. But guess what? They still went along with it. None of their DNA is on the victim, but they still went along with it. Multiple people came out from the prosecution side. Listen, this case is dirty. None of this shit makes sense. These boys, I believe, did not do shit. And guess what? The top cop, her name is Linda Ferrestein. There's nothing fair about her, but Linda Ferrestein. Look what she said. I don't give a fuck. They confessed. They did it. I know they did it. Again, I'm white and I say so. You know what I'm saying? So they went in and all of them got convicted. All of them. Damn near all of them. One was super young. Come on. All of them. Damn near convicted. They came out. They went in, their children came out as men. They grew up in jail. You know what I'm saying? They grew up in jail. One of them, Corey, which is the last part. Yo, that shit. No spoilers, but goddamn, he suffered, bro. Listen, he said, I spent some time behind, I spent some time, but not crazy. A couple of days. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? But what he went, god damn. He went through some shit. He went through some shit. Because of this 5-4 or whatever part miniseries, backlash started happening. Linda Ferrestein, who was writing crime novels and all this other stuff, started losing deals. People started going in at her. The cancel culture was really real on this shit. They started going in at her. She lost. Let me see what kind of deal she lost. Because she lost a deal. I believe she lost a deal with her publisher. I think I'm mistaken. Where her publisher, Jesus Christ, I forgot the name. She lost. Well, they're not saying. Book publisher dropped Central Park 5 prosecutor Linda Ferrestein. First of all, she looks like shit. When you got all that hate in your heart, you age like shit. But whatever. It is what it is with that one, right? So she got dropped by her book publisher. She started losing little corporate deals here and there. You know what I'm saying? People started, to turn on her. You know what I'm saying? There was another article that came out about this about this stupid bitch, because that's what exactly what she is. She's a stupid bitch. She's the she believed that these innocent kids, you know what I'm saying? These innocent kids did something that evidence was showing that they did not do. So yeah, a Central Park 5 investigator, Linda Ferrestein, been forced out of non-profit. So this woman is losing shit left and right. Left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. And that's good for her, because even though that's something that's somewhat of some justice, but guess what? She's not really gonna feel the pain that these boys felt. You know what I'm saying? And that's white supremacy. Right then and there. It was 4 black men and 1 Latino. And I'm telling you, for my Latin people thinking that this shit doesn't affect us, guess what? It does. It affects the shit out of us. It does. It affects the shit out of us. All right? And then something that I found out was former new NYPD detective who helped wrongfully convict the Central Park 5, Mike Sheenan, lost battle to cancer at 71 just 1 week after the Netflix series about the case was released. So this motherfucker just up and left. 1 week after the shit got, you know, came out and all that other shit, he died. And guess what? Rest in fucking piss. Mike, rest in piss. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew exactly what things you shouldn't have been doing. You chose to still practice non-justice on 5 innocent lives. Rest in piss. Straight up. Rest in piss. And with that being said, I'm gonna move on to something else. You feel what I'm saying? For some reason, a lot of people, so far, there's been 5 tourists that died in DR. Crazy, but 5 tourists died in DR, which is insane. 2 black couples, a white woman, and 2 more black couples. I don't know what the fuck is happening in DR. I don't know what's going on. For last time I checked, in DR, the only people they target are white people because they're the ones with the money. But these people are coming up not even robbed. They're coming up killed. You feel what I'm saying? They're coming up murdered. So that is something completely off that I'm seeing. I don't know what the fuck is going up in DR, but yo, people in DR, the tourists, yo, watch out, be very careful. You know what I'm saying? Just be very careful. I called some of my family members in DR, and they're not telling me shit. They're like, yo, I don't know what's going on. I'm hearing certain things here and there, but I don't know what's going on. So just be very careful. If you go in the DR, just avoid it. Go to Puerto Rico. It's damn near the same thing anyway. Now, 6 ways, the topic of the show. 6 ways white supremacy confuses us. 6 ways. Now, before I get into this 6 ways of how white supremacy confuses us, we have to understand white supremacy is like chess, okay? We think that we play checkers. They play checkers. No, they play chess. Everything is strategic. That's something we have to understand. Everything is strategic. And these 6 examples and verifications are from Nelly Fuller. Shout out to him, Nelly Fuller from the Code Book. You know, so he put out 6 ways that white supremacy confuses us. Now, the first way, racial classification. That's number 1. Racial classification confusion. Now, how does racial classification confusion affect us? There's some Latin people out here who are black as shit, calling themselves Dominican and everything under the sun but black. That's white supremacy right there. That's racial classification confusion. White supremacy has conditioned us so crazy to the point that we have to say everything else close to white to feel good about ourselves. It's because, to be honest, we know why we do it. Latin people, let's be completely honest, we know why we do it. We do it because we want to survive. That's some shit from slavery. Believe it or not, Latin people were slaves too. But we do that from slavery. We want to classify ourselves because we think we'll be protected if we do so. You know, if you're a Latin person, you go to a job, a hospital, anything, and they make you fill up a form. When you get to the point of race, you leave that blank and you just put Latin ethnicity, everything else. Guess what? That person, that administrator is already trained to put you down as white. Because Latin people are classified as white on paper here in America, just on paper, just to boost their little numbers, but just on paper. But in reality, we're not. Even if you get to that race box and you do check off white and then you do everything else and it's already, they already did, the job is done. White supremacy's job is done. They did a good job on you. Thinking that you're white. Go ahead, congratulations. You could do the bow out. You could bow out now. You know, there's no encore. But thinking that you're white. Racial classification confusion. Now this goes for black folks also. Calling yourself Cape Verdean. You know, I'm this, I'm that. Everything else but call yourself black. You name every other nation that has melanated people but call yourself black. You know what I'm saying? Racial classification confusion. That's one way that white supremacy confuses us, actually. Confuses us. The second way white supremacy confuses us is racial dislocation confusion. Now, what do I mean by racial dislocation confusion? In other words, gentrification. That's what it is. When you get dislocated, when you get taken away from the community that you were born in, from the community that you already established in, from the community that people who look like you reside, once you're taken away from that, that confuses you. Why? Because you don't understand why you're being taken away. You didn't own the land. You don't understand why they have the right to take you away, because they have the military behind that. They're paying you out, whatever the case is, right? That confuses you. So you'll go up around and locate yourself somewhere else where there's not that many black folks, or where there is a lot of black folks, but the place is more run down from the place that you came from before. You know what I'm saying? So that's another way of confusion. Another way to confuse us. The third way to confuse us is racial population tailoring confusion. Now, what does that mean? Basically, controlling the population. Make sure the population of black and Latin folks don't get so big. Make sure the population of black and Latin folks don't explode out of proportion, when in reality, there's more deaths in the white community than there is in the black and Latin community. Black and Latin people, we're having more babies than anything else, but whatever. So that's tailoring confusion with sicknesses, violence, and all this Ebola, you know what I'm saying? Zika, will automatically all these mysterious diseases that just come out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Let me give you guys an example. I believe, was it Ebola? No, I think it was Zika, actually. When Zika was a thing and it was going rampant, right? It was going all over the place. People was like, yo, look, your head is looking a little small, chill out. Think you got Zika, you know what I'm saying? All that other crazy shit. There was a news article that said that in Africa, one of the white people caught Zika and then he got cured literally the next day. But they were still running out here saying that there was no cure. Wait a minute. What? That's doublespeak. That's white supremacy for you. What? There's no cure, but somebody white got it and got cured the next day. This was on the news for a split second, and then it disappeared. If you guys don't believe it, look it up. He got cured literally the next day, and that shit just went away. And we're meant to believe that these things are not created in the lab. I'm not trying to put my tinfoil hat, my tinfoil sombrero on, none of that shit. I'm just saying we have to question certain things. That's it. You know, this is a way of tailoring our population that confuses us. We're thinking just these things are just rampant out of nowhere. Another example, which is the violence in Chicago. There's stories damn near every other day of violence in Chicago. And this weekend, 27 people got shot and all this other. What gang? First of all, I know people in the streets, all right? I know people in the streets. No street dude doesn't gang bang on the weekend alone. No street dude does that. No street dude does that because people are out, cops are all over the place. You know, it's heavily populated, you know, when it's the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Things don't run right, you know what I mean? So everything's like more mellow, slow down, but it's trafficked. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people always in the weekend. You know who's off during the weekend? Police officers. There's surveillance. There's a multiple surveillance tapes and stuff of police officers going into these neighborhoods, shooting up the place, and then coming back saying this was a gang shootout. You feel what I'm saying? Also, multiple instances of gun crates just being left in these neighborhoods out of nowhere with mad guns. There's pictures and videos of this. There's pictures and videos of this. So that's what racial population tailoring is. Confusion right there. That's a way to confuse us. Another way to confuse us. Racial sexual confusion. How is that? I'm not talking about gay. I'm not talking about trans either. What I am talking about is those gay and trans people who come in and say, I am being discriminated just like you. So we're in the struggle together, bro. No. You get your vagina not having penis cutting off ass over there and leave us the fuck alone until we handle our own shit, and then we could handle your joint. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end of the day, they're white first, and whatever orientation they claim is second. Always remember that. Always remember that. Always remember that. Remember, there are gay for Trumps, trans for Trump. Remember, Trump is going out here talking wild fugazi about the trans community. Wild crazy shit. They shouldn't be enrolled in military, fuck them, and all this other stuff. Guess who's the biggest trans speaker out here? The guy who he used to be Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, Kylie Jenner, whatever. Out here supporting Trump. But he talks because it's his race first. White supremacy, race trumps over everything. Trumps over your beliefs, trumps over your sex, trumps over your religion, because white supremacy is the religion. That's the thing we don't get. That's racial, sexual confusion right then and there. We have to call these things out. We have to know what these things are. The next thing, number 5. Racial showcasing. I got tongue tied. Racial showcasing confusion. Now, what does that mean? Having token individuals up in the forefront, being mayors, being police chiefs, being senators out here in the forefront, and they do not tackle white supremacy head on. The only one that I'm seeing tackling white supremacy head on and came from the Bronx, BX all day, is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. That's the only AOC. Shout out to her. There's some certain things that she does as questionable that I don't agree with, but other things that she's doing, shout out to her. She's actually, out here talking that real shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so that's racial showcasing confusion. So when they do things that's not popular, they do things that is not that is against the status quo, they do things that it's against their own interest and community, guess who they're gonna really focus on? They're gonna focus on those people. They're gonna focus on them. They're gonna focus on, wait a minute, we should be mad at that guy. We should be mad at so-and-so because he did this. He allowed. I'm gonna give you guys an example. That remember, was it? I believe it was a year ago, where it was Bodega Becky or something like that, where a black kid passed by, his backpack brushed her flat, Wonder Bread ass, saying that, oh my God, he touched me, he groped me, and all this. I was like, sexualizing black folks. Even a kid, it doesn't matter. You're a white supremacist. That's what you believe. But when that happens, I made an episode. I called this person to actually, say, listen, I'm calling because I want to talk to this person. He should do something, blah, 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 blah. Right? I did it more than once. I called, blah, 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 and all this other stuff, right? The head Brooklyn DA, he's a Latin guy. He's one of our people, a Latin guy. And everybody was mad at him. But guess what? This is racial showcasing confusion. Mind you, he was put in the forefront. He's a token. No matter how qualified he is, he's a token. He's put out there to ease race tensions, because he's not going to do anything for the community whatsoever. That confuses us. Oh wait, you're non-white? You should be outraged just like us. He's like, yeah, you're right, but you guys ain't filling my pockets with money. Mr. Homeboy white supremacist over here is, and my interest is with him right now. You feel what I'm saying? That's racial showcasing confusion. Tokens. No matter how qualified they are, they're tokens. And the last one is racial white sacrifice confusion. I did an episode about this, understanding white sacrifices. I'm gonna repeat it again. Sometimes you gotta repeat certain things. Racial white sacrifice confusion. Remember, guys, white supremacy, it's like a military, okay? White supremacy is a military. You always gonna have pawns that they sacrifice. You always gonna have pawns that are gonna be in the forefront to go in the middle of war, and they're the ones that is gonna be rang and gunned down. All right, there are pawns like that. This is like a military. There are certain individuals of the white Caucasian community who are put there on purpose. And some of them are through their own well-being. You know what I'm saying? They just are methed out, drugs or whatever, but it's a percentage basis. A small percent of white folks who are in this low, downtrodden state that they're in will not and could not and should not affect the white community as a whole. That's something we gotta understand. Just because we see 5 or 10 white folks who are methed out, homeless, can't get by, eating their fingernails for lunch and all that, we're like, oh shit, that's no racism, because look at that white guy right there. No, he's a white sacrifice. We gotta understand that. He's a white sacrifice. That poor white guy will not hesitate to call the police on your non-white ass. And he's crazy. He's crazier than cat shit. And they're gonna be like, thank you, Mr. Homeless White Person. We'll take it from here. And you get executed. You know what I'm saying? In the end of the day, he got privileges. Even if he's homeless, he got privileges your ass will never have. All right? Your ass will never have. But that's confusion. How come they're poor and they're white? Paul Mooney always had a joke about this. And to me, I find it funny as shit. He said, whenever I see a poor white person, I cry. Somebody in the audience said, why? Why you cry? He said, because that's a waste of a white skin. It's funny. It's funny as shit. That's a waste of white skin. And it's true. That's a waste of white skin. Doing all of that shit, this whole thing is set up for you, and you just fuck around and fuck it all up. Because you can. Because you can. And nobody's gonna fucking stop you. Guess what? Because it doesn't take them that much to actually become a CEO of a major company less than 6 months. Alright? And if you guys don't believe me, just do your Googles. You feel what I'm saying? Do your Googles. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Remember, there's 6 ways white supremacy confuses us: racial classification, racial dislocation, racial population tailoring, racial sexual confusion, racial showcasing, which is tokens, and racial white sacrifice. Alright, don't forget those 6. Hope you guys enjoy it. Remember, if you guys want to hit me up on Instagram and Twitter at the same name, radical_Latino_, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.